Yo, what's going on? All right, so I have a different setup going on. Constantly I'm having a different setup, but is my audio fine? Because I've been having trouble with it. Audio's fine? You can hear me? All right. Good, good, good. Unfortunately, I am not able to get desktop audio for some reason, so no background music. Just put something on in the background for yourself. Uh if it bothers you. But yeah, all right. Let me send out my notifications and then we'll get started. Okay. Uh just gonna wait a bit for people to pile in and then we'll get started. How are you all this month? I wasn't here last month because I believe I was sick. I think that was the problem. It's always something. But yeah, so I just stuck to Twitter to discuss the new chapter. That was a mistake, as per usual, but it is what it is. You got off jury duty today. Oh, interesting. Was it was it a good crime or that feels inappropriate to ask. I'm sorry. Fun crime? Like a little so-so? Uh I have been playing. Oh, they sent you home. You have to do anything. All right, that's unfortunately no fun crime. Uh, yeah, I've been just like binging the re-release of SMT5. Good game, very fun game. Opinions on crime. Let's not get political today. Uh, JoJoLands is a very crime-centric story. Yeah, speaking of crime, the JoJoLands. Uh, and like some may argue breaking into someone's house, stealing a diamond, at least questionable, you know? But, maybe like Maybe JoJo's just allowed to do it, because reasons. I'm a bit out of it today. I feel like all tired and shit. Steal my friend's diamond in Minecraft is not a crime. I mean, like, who says it belonged to them in the first place? I mean, they just dug it out of the ground, right? Technically, they already stole that from the earth. So, like, you just stealing it back is. That's kosher, you know? Alright, let's see. I think we probably have enough people in that we can get started. Alright, so, I've been avoiding stuff on the new chapter, but I have seen one thing. Some character named Bobby Jean, if I recall correctly. I don't know what they're about. I have read like no dialogue or anything about the chapter or anything. I managed to avoid that, but I just saw that like in the corner of my eye and couldn't avoid it, and then I just looked away. Uh, don't know who that is. Don't know the context, but that's a thing apparently. I don't know if that's gonna be like the cancer stand user's like name or something. Who knows? But other than that, stayed clear of everything on the new chapter, and we can just get into it right now. Uh, yeah. All right. So here, that girl's bags groove. Excuse me. Okay. Part one. So there's a part two there. Comic and novel, yeah, the least stuff. New volume three. The Rocky, Rocky, please. You see, this is actually worrying because we ended last chapter with an ambulance, and the pursuit is never the end. 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 Endless pursuit. Dangerous pursuit. Endless pursuit. Calamity. 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 Uh. Hey, didn't you miss a chapter? I couldn't stream last month because I was sick or something. Okay, there's no way it's actually Toru or Wonder View or anything. That's just not happening, is what I keep saying to myself. Anyway, where this lava rock is there a means of escaping this defensive battle? And where the five of us are, there's just no way it could have been leaked to anyone. Alright, so this is them still in the van. Hold on, let me just get a drink. Just so I can talk easier. But right now, I don't know how, but we're under attack by an enemy stand that's been operated remotely. An automatic pursuit. It's crazy that Iraqi's traumatized me enough with all the shit that, like, the word is just ruined for me now. I can't think of the word pursuit anymore without it immediately connecting in my mind. Like, it's just tainted. I'm not allowed to use it anymore. The land owned by Howler Co., worth $50 billion. Those original copies of the deeds had traps laid in them like landmines. Just who is this enemy? Why exactly did they attack us when we were just browsing those land deeds? And from the enemy's perspective, when they saw us looking at those deeds, they must have been thinking, just who are these people? I'm certain they'll be coming to find that out. Ugh. A totally normal, average, everyday, casual, painless tumor is forming, the kind you generally wouldn't even notice existed, and my health is deteriorating. That's casual tumor. Okay, I can't pursue it any longer. Charming man, I lost track of the enemy inside your body. It has no power, and its movements are honestly slow, but being touched by that thing is dangerous and fatal. It's dark. Where am I? I can't see anymore. I'm sorry, Usagi. Blood's coming out of my eye. Jodio, just get away from the land registry. They got Dragona too. It's already in Dragona's body too. He's not breathing at all now. Uh, okay, interesting that. Hmm, we can get back to that later. God damn it! I hate this. My eye. Somebody help me. All of you. You're kidding me, right? Somebody, please help. Usagi, be quiet. I'm trying to think. This enemy stand is an automatic pursuit type. That means the user isn't giving it direct orders, so then it must follow set rules on how its attack works. I mean, how many times have you broken that rule, Rocky? But alright. The stand's actions inside the body have a procedure. There's a sequence, Dragona. Big bro, can you hear me? It's Jodio. Hey, Metis. That I've never said your name out loud. Is it Metas? I think it's probably Metas, right? Yeah. Listen to me. The enemy stand is somewhere around your pulmonary artery connected to your heart. There's a set procedure, so it should start at your right lung. Goodness, just like foaming at the mouth. Send smooth operators into your body and find it. It should be there right now. Send them down your windpipe and into your right lung. When you find it, use smooth operators to drag them out of your lungs. You've got to. I don't know if Dragona can hear you. Dragona, you've got to do it yourself, big bro. Find it. I'm sure you can hear me. Give me a signal, Dragona. When you find it and catch it, give me some sort of signal. Please. Big bro. November rain. What the? What does November rain even do? It's like gum now. This is just a funny visual to me. I don't exactly know why. It's just funny. Just like a little tractor guys, or construction guys just pulling out this tiny stand. Jesus, that's brutal. Just ripped it apart limb from limb. It reminds me of that one Smiling Friends episode. Ah, Pink Chan, you saved me, Pink Chan. Do mine too. Get out mine out of me. Yours, Usagi. I lost track of it when it was in the arteries leading towards the brain. It disappeared on its way from the heart. It's probably somewhere around the brain. No way. The human body is a labyrinth. There's no way to know its exact location anymore. There's blood coming out of my eye. Is that symptom because of something it's doing to my brain? Towards the brain. I'll find it for you, Usagi. We need you. We're not gonna abandon you. The user should be showing up soon. The user is sure to be starting to search for us to figure out just who we are, including our goal of browsing the original copies of the deed so we could bring the lava rock close to them. We need to defeat them before that happens. I prefer they didn't find out anything about our identities or anything about the lava rock. They'll end up pursuing us. About the lava rock. They'll end up pursuing us. Paco, head to the hospital. The bigger the better. One that looks like it'll have an MRI. MRI. An MRI is an inspection device that uses magnetic resonant waves to create a precise cross-section images of the inside of the body. We'll be able to see lesion. How do you pronounce that word? Lesions? It's like an injury or something, but I don't know exactly how you're supposed to say it. Or abnormalities inside Usagi's body. Of course, it won't show any stands, but it can tell us where to look based on the location of the lesions. Hmm. Wouldn't it show? It says it wouldn't show stands, but is that true? Like, I feel like we've seen instances where stands were like photographed or lesions, lesions, lesions. All right, I'll figure it out later. Uh, I feel like, well, all right, we've seen the photograph taken of no, that was just of Dio. That didn't have the world in it, and it was also created by a Stan, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Have we seen photographs of Stans before? I can't think. I feel like we have, but I can't recall any exact like instances of it. Hmm. That's where the stand will be. I heard that MRI are really good at taking photos of blood vessels. If we know precisely where the enemy stand is, we can catch it and drag it out with my smooth operators. So, an MRI, that's a big machine. Who's gonna operate it? What about health insurance and stuff? Can we really entrust this to a lab technician or a doctor or whatever? We'll do it all ourselves. All right. I mean, I guess they have to, but like, is that a thing you can just do? I mean, JoJo characters probably can, but like, can actual people do that? All you have to do is operate a computer. Anyhow, Usagi, look, there are live cameras for monitoring traffic. They're all set up along the road. If we're going to the hospital, then there will be some once there will be some once we get there too. Let's use your stand to switch out the cameras along the road with fake videos. That'll remove any traces of this car from the record. And you don't need that straw stuck in your chest anymore, right? The enemy stand isn't there anymore, and you can breathe now, can't you? Man, like Usagi's just gonna be carrying for like any like heisty scenario. Just like modern surveillance is just not a thing anymore for some reason. I mean, think if you think about it, like any holes or something in the footage would kind of like you'd be able to kind of suss out that something's gone wrong with it. But at the same time, like I guess he creates like an a manipulated version of the actual footage. It's weird how that's supposed to work. I'm not entirely sure, but hmm. You can do that, right? Go on, do it. Take that straw out of your chest and go for the cameras. Huh? You mean this? The Mataku Desai. Uh, how about I take that out for you? I need you, Usagi, and I have a band-aid. Yeah, just slap a band-aid on it, like just a hole in the chest. That's fine. Remember when we had healing stands? Uh oh, so it still shows them in the thing. It just looks. It just distorts how they look. Okay. So then those three just went home without doing anything. They didn't even take any photos. They just looked at the land deeds and that's it. Yes, they were just visiting it for a tour. It looks like they were students studying the history of Hawaii or some such thing. Students. So, Agent Bobby Jean, what sort of investigation are you doing today? I guess this is Bobby Jean. Is it about the alleged improprieties regarding Hallerco's land? Oh shit. Agent Bobby, are we getting it? Are we getting like Jodio versus like detective like Arsène Lupin versus Sherlock Holmes style? Like I was asking for? Holy shit. That'd be really fun. I'm down. Come on, let's do it, Araki. It's a popular topic these days. The chairman of that company has got to be guilty. You know, land deeds, popular topic. If the media reports are to be believed, they say they're acting in the name of nature conservation, and the land is so huge it's hard for people to notice. They're a real dirty bunch if they're using that land for something they're not supposed to. Could even be money laundering or something. Right? That's highly classified information. Well, that's generally what I'd say. That's what I'd generally say, but I'm actually here as a private citizen today. I'm off duty. I'm just on a walk around the neighborhood and thought I'd stop by. So these three are students. It's quite rare to hear about folks wanting to browse original paper copies of deeds. So just as a precaution, I wanted to take a look at the security camera footage. For a history study group, huh? This ID seems solid too. Hey, did you see this up on the shelf? This kitty's so cute. It says it's called a hula neon dancer. I love it. It's so cute. I want it. Buy it for me, please. Look, look. The way this hula neon dancer moves is so creepy. It's seriously cute. I really, really want it. This is the security room of a land registry office. I don't think it's for sale. Then let's look for one in the shop. I want it. Buy one for me, please. Assuming this is his daughter. Is this who the title is referencing? I believe it's been over 10 years since that figure was made. It was merchandise they made for a state fair. I just got it as a souvenir and put it up on the shelf as a decoration. But it wasn't popular and they were barely able to sell any. They lost money on those things. Yeah, whatever. I don't care, mister. It's cute. You really have no aesthetic sense. Just tell me where they sell it. Like you said, they don't sell it anymore. Come on, it's so good. I really, really want it. Please, won't buy it, won't you? I want it. I want it so much. Please buy it. You gotta buy it, please. This actually isn't my child. Okay. I'm just looking after her for today. We just came while I was babysitting her. Oh dear. How about this? That's enough for something secondhand, right? Come on, how about it? Huh? Money. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be comfortable with something like that. What exactly is up with this hula neon dancer thing? I'm not even seeing any results online about it. Man, I really, really want it. Hey, no need to be so formal. Go on, take it. I can't take money that isn't allowed. But I understand. I'll give it to you. You can have the figure as a present. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal, right? It's fine. Just take it. It's not a problem, right? Oh shit. Hmm? A nosebleed. Wait, there's no image of them leaving. Where did the three of them leave through? It's not on the camera videos. There's no sign of the three people leaving. No image of them exiting the building. This ambulance is parked here. There's an ambulance parked here, right? I heard that the lady at the reception collapsed and was taken to the hospital, and that it was out of nowhere. There, behind it. What's that? What's that van? It's unrelated. The shape and color of the vehicle is different. The type of vehicle the three of them came in was a pickup truck. Who are these people? They're unrelated too. These three never went into the building. So then, how exactly did the three people that browsed the deeds leave the building? Ah, these people are. Yes, I believe that one is the boy who spilled some cup ramen inside the building. I remember. Inside the building. This boy the video shows out in the yard entered the building. There's no video of it. I'm certain of it. The noodles and the broth were all over the floor. We had it cleaned up though. And that's Usagi's clumsiness coming back to bite them in the ass. No, there's no proof they entered the building. And the three that browsed the deeds had totally different clothing and faces. But this guy, the one being carried by the other two, he looks unwell. He looks unwell. Yeah, he is being carried. Take a good look. He's sick. So you're implying that one of these two groups of three people is a fake image? That can't be. Personally, I don't care either way. I don't care whether or not we let these people go. I don't care who came to look at the paper deeds or why they did it, and I don't care who we follow. Because all humans will someday meet with an accident or a disease and die, without exception. Well, this girl's horrifying, but this nosebleed, it looks like one of mine was beaten. One of my bags. Groove. Bags groove. What a weird name for that. We should check the traffic cameras too, for cars number and for cars number plates and such. Do it. You know what this means? The ones who were browsing the deeds, they were stand users. All right, so my current prediction is that this girl is like the daughter of the CEO or whatever of Howler. That seems to be how it's being set up. Oh, darn. I'm really bad when it comes to three-letter acronyms. What's with the three-letter shit? Why is that a common thing? First with Charming Man saying that he only likes, or he especially likes artists with three-letter names, and now this shit. Why? It's such a weird thing. I pushed the wrong elevator button. This floor is the ICU, an intensive care unit, not the MRI. Sorry, let's get back in the elevator. Wait, look, in that treatment room. That's the woman from the land registry. They brought her to this hospital. Ah, it's awful. She's not connected to all this, but she was attacked by the enemy stand before Usagi was. Really like to do something to help her. It's just so absurd. First, we gotta make sure Usagi is safe. We need to prioritize ourselves. Let's hurry and find that MRI. Absurd. Come on, Jody, I don't have another thing. Everything's so absurd. Uh, Sophie, please help my Sophie. I can't believe this has happened. I can't stand it. Congressman White. It's not another Breaking Bad thing, no. I'm telling that to myself. You mustn't. You should do some more careful deliberation. There's still too little evidence to sign it. Sophie, it could actually become a liability if you do. You can't sign that just yet. Sophie is my daughter. This morning, my daughter was so cheerful and full of life. She made an egg breakfast while talking about Otani. She even made me a cafe au lait. Reading stuff out and just like coming across random words that like you've read a bunch of times but don't know how to pronounce is annoying. Sorry. She made me a coffee and now she's I'm sure of it. My poor girl, her symptoms are from poisoning. This is an attack at me. I've been getting threats for a while now. This is Howler's work. Terrorism to get me to stay quiet about Howler's land and proprieties. Like I've said, there isn't enough proof. We need to be certain. We can't make a move until we find solid evidence. I fully sympathize with your situation, but signing that would go beyond the scope of your authority. I'm telling you, if you want proof, we'll find it by using the state authority to seize their land on the island of Hawaii. Proof of their land and propriety. There's sure to be proof on that land. Damn it. How could this happen to my daughter? If only I'd signed this sooner. Please calm down, Congressman. If we just seized their lands, then maybe none of this would have. I'm sure your daughter will be alright. She's in safe hands. Ah, Sophie. Wait, oh shit, she flatlined. Oh no. Oh Lord in heaven, please save my Sophie. That man. This is a nice hospital. Looks like he's her father. The reception ladies. Yeah, he must have rushed over when they contacted him. Her father's a politician. Glance. Hey, he said they were gonna seize the land, right? Using state authority, they'd seize Howler's land by force to make it state-owned land. Is he? What is this he's signing? That screen. It's a document. It's sent once you do a fingerprint authorization. Pink Chan, the signature for the authorization is already set up. No, man, this has got to be, you know what? It's power. The lava rock. The land is on its way to us. That's that's cool. That's smooth operators moving the fingerprint. That's really interesting. Press it. Authentic authentication complete. They own Huala. Well, the state owns Hualalai right now, and then it'll probably come to them somehow. That's the chapter. Interesting chapter. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. I still don't have the corkboard thing fixed, so we'll just page through the chapter a bit. Interesting. I have a lot of questions. I mean, it was a long chapter too. Or it felt long. It was very dialogue heavy. Uh damn, alright. A lot happened. Alright, so they start off, let's go bit by bit. Uh Hmm. All right. So the whole thing with what was the stand's name? Uh Bags Bags Groove. Hold on. That girl's Bags Groove. Is that the full name of the stand, or is it just the Bags Groove of that girl? Oh yeah, Usagi's still dying by the end. They just take a little detour. Uh so yeah, Usagi's just like dying throughout this chapter. I Is this supposed to be water? It doesn't look like water. It doesn't even look like it has the properties of water. Like, what is going on here? It looks like what's it called? Like an egg on a sack, like an egg sack on like a spun spider thing. It looks nasty on a string or something. I don't. Yeah, something like that. Like spider eggs, not sperm. Don't say sperm. Gross. It's not appropriate for this scenario. It does not look like water. This is not water. What water have you ever seen that looks like this? Spongy gum. It has the properties of both rubber and gum. Uh, yeah, the bag's groove just getting ripped apart like this is brutal. Like that feels somehow more graphic than most of the stuff we've seen in JoJo. And I don't know why in particular, because we've seen some gnarly stuff, but this you know. Okay, what else? Jodio's such a weird person. Like, yeah, MRI. I got it. My big idea. We'll take him to an MRI. That's how we'll fight the stand. I like how their plan is to operate an MRI by themselves. Yeah, like, what do they think they're doing here? Uh, Jodio explains what an MRI is. Yeah. Uh, all right. What else? This is like it's interesting because I was just talking about at the beginning, like the faults in Usagi's ability, like how it leaves information holes in it. Because that's basically what's going on here with uh, the girl and the guy being able to like piece together what happened, kind of by the fact that like stuff changed and people didn't leave from different scenarios and what else. Because if you delete something, it's still like if it was in somewhere before, there's still a hole where you got rid of the thing. And you can kind of surmise what was there. even if it was deleted. And like that kind of principle like follows through with pretty much everything in these scenarios, which is why like it's so difficult for people to cover their tracks and stuff like this. Uh this character is like, I really hope that this is like, all right. So one, uh, he's like definitely working for Howler in some capacity, despite being law enforcement. So we're definitely like setting up a theme where like Howler is involved with like government officials and stuff, and like the whole what would you say? Like they're like built into the system. They're like corrupt and stuff like that for like corporate interests involving themselves, and our main team with like Jodio and the rest, uh they're like criminal oriented, but they're more like chaotic and freedom and stuff like that. All that, I've been playing too much SMT, I'm sorry. Just chaos versus law, guys. Anyway, and this girl, I her like change in one, she's like, there's obviously like some connection between her and like the Howler organization because they both seem to be involved in it in some way. Uh, but I find it interesting like how she's the one who pieces everything together. Like she's definitely not the main threat. But I could see her being a major antagonist, like directly associated with Howler. Like one of the relatively higher up characters. Which makes it interesting that like her stand is being shown off so early. Like it's the first one when they're actually like tackling Howler stuff. I wonder what the tangent about the hula cat was about. The guard went on a whole thing about it, but that girl said she couldn't find anything online about it. I think it was just because like she wants it, but there's no way of her actually finding it in a story or anything like that. Also, apparently she just I assume that it must have been just like one stand per like person, or not what I mean. Her stand is like apparently a colony stand, and I didn't think it would be. I thought it would just be the one automatic pursuit stand that was just like traveling between their bodies. Could you look at the Bobby Jean lyrics? You know what? Sure. Let's check out the Bobby Jean lyrics. Oh, it's a Bruce Springsteen song. I don't know if I've ever heard this one. I probably have. It sounds like the name of a song that would be popular, and I've probably heard enough Bruce Springsteen stuff to have heard it at one point. Well, I came by your house the other day. Your mother said you went away. She said there was nothing that I could have done. There was nothing nobody could say. Now me and you, we've known each other, yeah, ever since we were 16. I wish I would have known. I wish I could have called you just to say goodbye, Bobby Jean. Now you hung with me all the hung with me when all the others turned away, turned up their nose. We like the same music, we like the same bands, we like the same clothes. We told each other that we were the wildest things we'd ever seen. Now I wish you would have told me, I wish you would have talked to you, just to say goodbye, Bobby Jean. Now we went walking in the rain, huh? Talking about the pain from the world we hid. Now there ain't nobody, nowhere, no how, gonna ever understand me the way you did. Well, maybe you'll be out there on that road somewhere, in some bus or train traveling along. In some motel room, there'll be the radio playing, and you'll hear me sing this song. Well, if you do, you'll know I'm thinking of you, and all the miles in between. And I'm just calling one last time, not to change your mind, but just to say I miss you, baby. Good luck, goodbye, Bobby Jean. Hmm. Classic gem from Bruce and the E Street Band. It is seen as a farewell to guitarist and longtime band member Steve Van Zandt. Bruce and Steve have known each other since their teens, and Steve eventually returned to the band years later. Interesting. I don't see how that pertains to the character yet, if at all, but it's interesting to know that it's a song about two people going their different ways. I wonder how important song lyrics are to Rocky when choosing stand names. Well, right. Well, first of all, he's not a native English speaker, so he's not even an English speaker. But there's certain things where he knows where the songs, what at least some of the songs are about. He has to, otherwise certain things in JoJo don't make sense. Hmm. Bag's Groove is written as a pun in Japanese, by the way. Interesting. That it can be romanized to Bug's Groove. Is it just because it's supposed to be small? Is that the joke? Nothing's gonna match I Am a Rock. Yeah, probably. A reference to the illness causing ability and its insect design. Yeah. Oh, bug, cause sick. Yeah. All right, that makes sense. Dio literally has a song called Egypt. Yeah. There's a lot of things with Dio and the world is just Holy Diver, but it's called the world. If there wasn't the whole thing with the tarot naming things, the world would have been called Holy Diver. That's what the whole design is referencing. You know. What happened to the rock skin Usagi had? Good question. Alright, what else? I really hope that this guy is a recurring antagonist, where he's a detective uh trying to get those JOJOLands gang. If it's the last thing he does, whole horse 3. Not everyone with a cowboy hat is whole horse. It's not even a cowboy hat. It's just a kind of bucket hat. It's more of a bucket hat than a cowboy hat. This whole like now that I've seen the whole scene, this whole scene is really funny because it's just them walking in on some guy who's like in a panic because his daughter is nearly dead, and then they're just like, damn, suck that that's about what's going on with your daughter. Anyway, this shit's ours now. I don't know, something about that's just funny to me. They totally take advantage of the situation. They feel no remorse. Just yoink, that's ours. And they're completely involved too, because probably because the woman went in and take those. The girl went in. What she? I don't think she would have taken the deeds or been related, or like, what's it called? She wouldn't have triggered the trap if it wasn't for them asking them to take the deeds out, right? Unless the stamp was just applied manually because of the congressman. It's weird that it happened both at the same time. That's the only thing. It's also very funny that they like immediately in their head they're like, yeah, hit send. The land goes to the government. That's ours now. Like they didn't get the land yet. It's just the government seizing it, but like the thing is already so closely entwined in their head because of the lava rock. That's just funny. It's very funny to me that they just do not give a shit about uh the receptionist. Is Bags Groove the full name of the song, or is it that girl's Bags Groove? I'm assuming it's just Bags Groove. Yeah, Bags Groove. Miles Davis. Need to listen to that later. Uh, but yeah, I don't think there's anything else I have to say. Interesting chapter. They look so conspicuous. Stan user could be anyone. Very Breaking Bad like to have the crew accept her death as a means of just getting what they want. We can't keep just like referencing Breaking Bad for everything the JoJoLands does, even if it is funny. Mr. White. Mr. White, your daughter. You can't prove it's Howler, Mr. White. Jesse. Jesse, Howler has taken my daughter. Jesse, it's a threat, Jesse. Anyway, I think we're just gonna call it there. Yeah, good chapter. All right.